donated and everything. This man is a good man and his female companion and everything. So I don't want, our mayor has even said on social media, it's not about that, it's about safety. I understand that. But please remember, this is a guy who really did give back to the city. Thank you very much, Councilman.
Tammy Weaver. I want to speak about resolution, what's that, number 43-16. I understand he gives back. I know Mike. Know him very well. Mr. King gives back. But you got to look at the safety of these people in the city. And actually, those that owned, what is it called? It was a barbecue place, I know what they didn't say, Sunny Spot. That girl grew up here. I knew her from a child. Okay? The police told me up there that it was always called there for shootings and everything. They finally shut that one down. Anytime a place becomes a nuisance, I don't care how much they give back, but you can't replace a life. You can replace a liquor license. You can replace a building. See, a lot of us don't understand until we become a victim of a family member or a friend. I have someone I know real, I'm close to, and I'm not going to call their name, they own a business. And they lost a close friend of something, violence, in a bar about 8 years ago. It puts the residents in danger. You have Family Dollar next door. Bullets don't have names on them. Knives either. Like I said, I know him. He's a nice guy. But regardless of that, there's a respect level here, and there's people's lives. The life is very important. I'm glad that you all shut it down until they can prove themselves. Maybe he could come back and maybe get the license back. But in the meantime, to keep the streets safe, keep the kids safe, and other people that live here, it was a great thing. So I understand he gives back. A lot of people give back. Brandon gives back. A lot of other folks, you give back, Mr. Martin. But nobody's lives are in danger behind this. So it makes a difference. I don't have nothing against Mike. I know Mike. But anyway, one other thing I want to speak about. I missed the meeting about the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District meeting that y'all had. Was it last Tuesday? I think it was last Tuesday, last Thursday. They were here from Sewer District.
But it didn't transpire.
They didn't? Okay, well I didn't get here. So I'm looking at all of these streets where they're going to do some sewer work and everything, but I don't see Northfield listed. And Northfield floods really bad. And I spoke to you all about that. And actually it flooded over the weekend. Those catch basins are in bad shape. The main drain is in front of our house. That thing has not been snaked out, cleaned out for years. I've mentioned it, and it's something needs to be done, but I'm just hoping that they will take under consideration the problems that we've had with flooding on the end of Hayden. That's basically where the drain, the main drains are. Like I said, the main big drain is in front of me and my husband's house. The big drain, the big old sewer. It definitely needs to be cleaned out. Okay, Mr. Beaver.
I'll bring you straight to that.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, but other than that, I just hope we all get along and work together and try to bring this city together. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Council. Hello. Hello, Mayor's Office. The reason why I'm here tonight is in regards to the East Cleveland School Board and the educational challenge. Now, I know over the last, I guess it's been 6 months since we've been talking about this challenge. It has a totally different purpose and a different effect from the government challenge. And at this point, we were requested to go back, talk to the cable company. The cable company came to the school, and I got to speed this up because I was contemplating whether I should attack this on social media, but I thought I would be courteous and do the proper thing professionally first, and to stand here with you and to share with you this feedback. So we were told by the cable company to provide a letter. The letter only needed signatures of 3 council people, just 3 out of 5. Now, 3 of you have decided to do different things along the way ever since the 5 of y'all been here. That's just the way it works in city government. Councilman Nathaniel Martin signed the letter. Councilwoman Barbara J. Thomas signed the letter. Councilwoman Graham wanted to sign the letter. I have not spoken to you directly about the letter, but I have spoken in detail to Council President Wheeler. And I still really don't understand why something as simple as a signature. Now, your feedback to me was that you wanted something from the board. I don't understand that. I mean, I really don't, because that has, what you and I talked about, has nothing to do with the students and the activation of the channel, which is one of the major forms of communication in the city of East Cleveland. And as I said, before I went to a situation where I started to discuss this and all the details of this on social media, I'm making another plea to somebody to make that last signature happen on that piece of paper, so that on August 18th, when these kids go back to school, we can activate this channel and they can begin their program. Because, and I hope at the end of this tonight, somebody can explain to us why we can't just get one more signature, which costs the city absolutely nothing. Not a dime. Don't cost the city a dime. All the cable company, in fact, they were going to move forward, but they were told by somebody up here that they could not move forward until they had some sort of a letter from the council people. So we got the letter. 2 people signed it, Councilwoman Thomas, Councilman Nathaniel Martin. And Councilwoman Graham was going to sign it, but in order, and her feedback to me was that she wanted to do this in harmony with the entire council body. And I can't really fault her with that, because something like that should be done with the harmony of the entire body. So if that, what other reason can it be? And I don't want to speculate, but I will on social media as to why it has not been signed. But I would really appreciate somebody moving forward and stepping forward and being courageous enough to allow these kids to start this channel. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Good evening again, Councilor, Mayor, President of the Council, Councilors. Gladys Walcott. I don't guess we need to give an address. I don't hear too many. Give a 913-319 Third Avenue, East Cleveland. I want to commend the council for the meetings. I think they had 10 meetings in the month of July and the month of August, which is kind of unusual because that's your break month. If that's still in the charter. We're going to have 1 meeting on the 3rd Tuesday of each month. So I commend you for your dedication for all of those meetings. Sometimes we get burned out with meetings and we don't function as well as we should. And we keep coming to meeting after meeting. Well, that's just my personal opinion. And Mr. Bambo made a good point about the system here, not being able to hear. Maybe it was just me, but I could never hear what the disposition of the vote was for hardly any of the minutes and hardly any of the legislation. I couldn't hear it, even though I try to sit on the front so I can hear the soft-spoken clerk speak. But also, the councilors, instead of just talking to the council, this is a public meeting, right, and the public would like to hear what you're saying instead of just talking to one another, and we don't hear what you're saying. You're looking at one another, which is good, and talking to one another, but you're not including us in the conversation, what we came to hear. Let's see. The other thing is I was kind of, maybe I had forgotten, but I thought that when you have something on first reading, it can also be voted to go back to committee, and then you vote it out of committee. So if there is some additional discussion needed on any of this legislation that is on the first reading, I would think you would vote to send it back to committee, whatever committee it comes under, and discuss it at length before you come back and pass it in 2 weeks, so that we'll know that, you've had some discussion on it. Because we don't hear a lot of discussion at the time you pass it. Usually, we don't. But thanks to the sewer district, they gave us some detailed discussion on this, but I'm just speaking in general of what's been happening at the meetings that I attend. The other thing, and Mr. President, I'm going to sit down. I would like to announce that we do community garden meetings. I don't know how many we have existing now, but I do E.C. Gross Community Garden, which is directly across the street from the 80-year-old plus Court Road Farmers Market in the parking lot. We have raised beds. We have 60 raised beds, all organic. And we have from 30 to 40 volunteers in the city of East Cleveland that's helping us. We're having a festival on August the 27th. There's a lot going on there in East Cleveland. Like I said, no one of these 17 residents that live in East Cleveland say they have no place to go, because there's a lot going on the 27th of August. Ours start at 11 o'clock and it's over at 4 p.m. And we have harvest dances, music, drummers, plus we'll be preparing food on the grill that we grow at the garden that we will share with you. And if you're there and you want us to harvest something for you, we'll be happy to do that, with or without information. So I hope you put that on your calendar. That's August the 27th from 11 to 4 p.m. across the street from Court Road Farmers Market, right at the corner of Dover and Court. Thank you.
I'm still have some trepidation about this legislation. It tells you, council, you're making a recommendation to the council per Ohio Revised Code, section 1123, all this stuff. What recommendation are you making to council? To do what?